An outreach program of Webb Chapel Church of Christ. We thank you for joining us today. My name is Art Garcia and I am your host. And don't forget a reminder for later today, this program will be available on demand on ourplanetlive.org. Today we have Jack Viveros, president of Viveros Associates, has been in business for over 20 years. His expertise as an advisor to his clients has provided them with the tools necessary to both increase and protect their savings and investments. Jack, how are you?
Good morning, Art. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm looking forward to this.
And welcome to DFW Business Hour. I know you have a busy schedule, but we do appreciate you coming by and telling us about savings and investments, which is very important nowadays.
Yes, as you know as well, you look in the TV, you read, you see things such as that. People are scared right now. They're sitting on the sideline thinking, what can I do?
Exactly.
They're pulling back and they don't know what to do. And people are coming to us finally.
Well, and I've got some more information on you. It says Jack's knowledge and guidance spearheads his clients' many diverse aspirations into concrete and sustained positive economic futures for them. He is a registered representative, certified in federal employees retirement plan, as well as qualified retirement programs for small businesses, and is a member of the prestigious Million Dollar Round Table organization. He specializes in sharing with his clients the building blocks available, especially for their retirement objectives, as well as insurance needs. His clients represent a diverse background, including Hispanic business owners. Viveros and Associates' foremost mission is to be a service to folks who expect safety as well as growth for their savings and investments, which is very, very important nowadays, and how to invest your money.
Yes, it is. As I said earlier, people are standing on the sideline. They do have money. Unfortunately, they do not know where to go. They're looking for guidance. So that's why people are starting to look for people such as me. They're breaking away from the big houses because they no longer feel comfortable that Wall Street is the best way to go.
With hundreds of financial advisors out there, what makes your service better than the others?
Well, Art, I think the best way I can answer that is what my clients tell me, that I listen. I literally listen to what they have to tell me. And I take it very seriously that I am representing, I'm going to represent them. I'm going to develop a plan for them. So when they come to me, my organization can provide safety for them and they can feel very comfortable knowing going forward that they're not going to lose any money. They're going to have a steady growth, moderate growth. They're never going to lose any money, and the possibility of having income for the rest of their life. One of the biggest problems that we find out is that when people come to us, one of the first things they tell you is that they want to retire, but the most important thing they'll tell you is that they don't know if they have enough money. He says, we want to retire, do I have enough money? They're concerned about that. We can overcome that, no problem.
Great. How many years of experience do you have as a financial advisor?
Over 20 years, I've been dealing with Mid-America. A lot of people, both as an individual and as a family, and as a small business owner and the small corporations. When I deal with the individuals, we're usually talking a wife and a husband, and then they come to me and they said, is there any way you can help us prepare things, college funds for my grandchildren? We can do that as well. And then as small business owners, a lot of the business owners come to us and they say, I'd like to be able to take care of my business people, my key people, but I do not qualify for the 401. What can I do? There's a thing called a boutique retirement plan. We can do that. We can also go into small corporations and we can help set up their 401k plans as well.
I see. I was very interested on the small business this is part that you help these people to try to get at a plan for their employees.
What happens is if you're in the 401k environment, they have a lot of restrictions. In the small business boutique program, we're able to literally design the plan either by age, by income, by seniority, and where standard most people can only put away $16,500. We can tweak it a little bit, put another addendum into it, and you can make it all the way up to $49,500 in the way of deductions, pre-tax.
That's awesome.
So a lot of people are saying, wow. And then another thing we can do, there's a thing called an executive bonus program where perhaps at one time you give your employees a bonus come Christmas time. Well, in the past, you would give this bonus and there was no way to write it off. Now we can design the plan where you can do it on a monthly basis, paying that bonus, and at the end of the year, they use 100% write-off.
Great. What are your principles?
Well, probably the biggest thing when it comes to my principles is the safety for my clients. I'm trying, and I usually provide safety to the clients. It is very important that they feel comfortable in what they have. Honesty, trustworthiness in my professional environment, but also in my personal life is very paramount with me. These are things that I have tried very, very hard to develop over the years. And as my dad used to tell me, there's very few things in life that you can do, but being honest and being trustworthy is something that will portray very well in your business.
I see, because you are taking care of people's finances, so that's very important.
Well, excuse me. Yeah, what happens is people come into you and they're in a state of panic. They have a lot of anguish in the sense that they have that knot in their stomach.
Yes.
And they have sweaty palms. And if you're in that type of if you're feeling like that, you're what we call a conservative investor. But if you're a type of an investor that you have the mindset of saying, oh, the market will come back, I believe it'll be okay, you're more of a moderate. And what we find out that over 70% of the people that come to us, they are conservative. They just don't realize it yet. So that's what we do in our program. We're able to help them understand where they actually think they should be.
Do you have like moderate to aggressive funds, or do you deal in mutual funds, or is your plan different than the others?
Well, I do not have the license to sell mutual funds, bonds, things such as that. I'm part of a bigger organization because one person cannot specialize in everything. So if there's a certain item that you want, we will go out and talk to our partners and we're able to present that to you. But I'm part of a thing called the ABCs process of conservative investments. And a little bit later on, I'll get into in depth about that, and I will answer that question a little bit later.
Okay. Who should invest with Viveros and Associates?
As you said in the opening prelude, most of my clients come from all walks of life. As I said, I deal with mid-America. So when they come into me, as I said before, most of them are in a state of panic and they're looking for something. They're looking for any kind of a safety net, because if you go back to the very beginning, to say 2000, that's when the beginning of this bear market started. There's a gentleman by the name of Mr. Turner, an economist, who said that every 3 years we have a bear market. Every 8 years we have a significant bear market. So if we go back to the very beginning in the year 2000, and 2002 and 2003, we had an economic downturn. And then in 2008, 2009, we had a heck of economic downturn.
Yeah, I remember.
Now we're looking at 2012. It's going to happen again. If you read the papers and you talk to anybody, they will tell you things are going on a downturn. We have high unemployment.
Yeah.
We have interest rates are low. A lot of pessimism. That's a bear market. And we're there. It takes approximately 17 years to get out of a bear market, out of the last one. So if you, Wall Street tells you, if you can leave your money in there for 17 years, you can recuperate. But if you're like me, you're past 60, I don't have 17 more years to recuperate my money. So those are the type of people that come to me, the people that are looking for safety. They're looking for a product that's going to give them a modest return and have a modest liquidity, and they're able to have income that will pay them. They'll never outlive their income.
Great. I was going to ask you, are you bilingual?
Actually, as we had a conversation before we got on the air, I'm trilingual, and I'm English, Spanish, and Spanglish. I'm originally from Corpus Christi, Texas, so when I get to go down and I visit my parents, I'm having a conversation on the dining table, talking to my mom's friends, and we're sitting there talking, and all of a sudden we're talking English, and they go into a Spanish phrase, and then they go right back into an English, and then back to Spanish. Well, fortunate enough that I'm fluent in both languages, so I can understand that.
You don't lose the conversation.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Our family's exactly the same way, Jack. But I was going to ask you, how would someone contact you with any questions regarding financial advice or investments?
Good question. There's several ways that you can catch my attention. You can call my cell number. I'm sorry, my office number, 972-406-9460. Again, 972-406-9460. Or you can go, if you like to do email, you can reach me at Viveros, that's spelled V like in Victor, I, V like E-R-O-S, at att.net. Or you can go to my website. I have a website that I share with my brother, and it has to deal with the ABC Conservative Investments. And the website is www.abc.retirerx.com. Let me repeat that again. It's www.abc.retirerx.com. You can go online, and there's an area you can fill out, and they will shoot me an email when somebody comes on. Also, at this point, I'd like to invite some people. As I said to you earlier, I'm a disciple of this process called the ABC of Conservative Investments. I'll be teaching a class coming up August the 16th at the University of Dallas in Frisco at the Learning Center, starting August the 16th. It's a 9-hour class. We teach it over 3 nights. You can go to registration, my registration number, if you're interested in that. That is 214-546-8404. So if you're interested in going into a class where it gives you an in-depth definition of what a conservative investor and how it develops your risk, you can go, again, 214-546-8404.
Can they register online for this class?
Yes, they can.
Oh, they can?
Yes, they can.
Where would they find that information?
Well, I would suggest they go to my website and do that. But the registration line goes directly to an organization that helps me, that supports me, and they can, if you call that, leave your information and they'll get back to you within 24 hours or less.
What are the times for this class?
6:30 to 9.
And that's
going to be every Thursday night for 3 nights. So it'll be the 16th, the 23rd, and the 30th, and it'll be held at the University of Dallas Frisco Learning Center on, I believe it's 7640 or 7460 Warren Parkway. It's right across the street from the Dr. Pepper baseball park.
Okay, or they can just Google it and it'll...
Or Google,
yeah,
either way.
Go. Okay, Jack, what is your approach when clients get uneasy when the market is down?
As I have professed, I'm a disciple of the ABC Conservative Investments. When people come up to me, as we discussed earlier, they're in a state of panic and they're looking for safety. So when somebody comes up to me and they says, hey, here's my portfolio, what can you do for me? The first thing I need to find out is if they're a conservative, a moderate. So in doing so, these individuals are looking for something. They've lost, let's say for in 2008, most people lost almost 38% of their portfolio.
Oh, yes.
And what happens is most of us are from the old school where we believe that the big wirehouses, you know, Wachovia, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, is the best answer. Unfortunately, Wall Street is broken. They have a philosophy, greed is good. Well, that's not that way anymore. We have a big shift. There's been a paradigm shift where you no longer can do what they call a mixed portfolio, where they give you some high mutual funds and then some bonds, and they try to mix it all up so that when the market goes one way, the market, it's kind of like an engine. Okay. You have some things where the piston goes up, and then you got some where they come down, but yet you keep on going forward. Well, the analogy in the same way in the market. But unfortunately, with the shift in the paradigm, a lot of things that should be going up are now coming down with the other counts, so they're no longer meshing with one another. So when people come to us, they're looking for that safety net.
Okay. I was going to ask you, can you please explain more about how the ABC process of conservative investment works?
The ABC process of conservative is built in, we do it in 3 columns. Okay. And the 3 columns, the first column would be a yellow column. In the yellow column, we consider that cash. That is CDs, money marts. This is money that we ask you to put at least 6 months worth of your income in this particular category. So if you wanted to, say, pay for your grandchild's college, buy a car, put a new roof on the house, this particular column, what it does provide to you is liquidity, protection. The drawback about it, it does not pay you very much money. I was at the bank the other day making a deposit, and I walked in and they have this big poster when you walk in saying all these different rates for your home equity loans and things like that. And then it gets down to the very bottom of it, a little bitty line that says a CD. A 1-year CD is paying you 0.40.
Hardly nothing.
A 10-year CD is paying you, oh Lord, 2%. Well, that's okay. The second column is the green column. That's a B column. And this particular column, this particular thing will give you, your principal will always be protected. For illustration purposes, let's say you give $100,000 in this investment. You will never ever lose your principal. Not only that, you will never ever lose any gains you made along the way. And some of these particular instruments actually will give you a bonus to put the money in there. And as I said to you earlier, a lot of people say they'd like to retire, but they don't know if they have enough money. These particular instruments provide to you income for life. What that means to you is if, say for instance, you're 65 years of age, and you decide you want to turn on the money revenue. The life expectancy of a man is 78 and a woman is 82. Don't understand that, but I accept it. So if I'm 65 and they say they're going to pay me out for life up to 78, they pay me that $100,000 that I had in there over that period of time. When it gets to 78, you and I would probably think, I no longer have any more money. And he says, but they said this is a payout for life. They will continue to pay the money out to you even though you no longer have money. How does that work, Jack? I would ask that you call me, and we can do a one-on-one, and I can give you the particulars about that. Here's something else that's really nice about this particular, the green column. It avoids probate. It avoids if you have IRS problems, IRS cannot touch it. Bankruptcy can't touch it. And unfortunately, if you fall in this category, a divorce can't touch it either. Great, that's even better. So it's a very good instrument. Then we have the red column. The red column is the risk column. These are instruments such as CDs, mutual funds, bonds, stocks, REITs. And I used to say REITs all the time, and let me explain that. That's a real estate investment trust. Basically, you're buying real estate, okay? Variable annuities. 401ks are usually in this category, and 403bs. In that particular category, you own 100% of the risk. So as the market goes, you go with it. In the green category, it gave you the protection, moderate returns with at least 5 to 10 years investment, and it has liquidity, moderate liquidity. In the red category, you own 100% of the risk. You are liquid. The difference is, hopefully when you bought that share for $100 and you sell it now, that it's $105. But unfortunately, if you look at your statements, it's usually $95. So you have liquidity, you have the chance to make good gains, but also major losses. No protection. So when people come to me, they look at that and they go, why haven't we heard about this one in the middle? And it says, because we've all dealt with the big wirehouses. They like to push the red category. The yellow category, everybody knows because we go to a bank. That, in a very short synopsis, what I call the Reader's Digest definition is what the ABC process of conservative investment is. Well, Jack, you have provided us a lot of great information, and I really, talking to you, I really like your program. Hopefully everybody else that has is watching the program, well, if they have any information, to contact you at? You can reach me at jeviveros.com or go on the website at www.abc.retirerx.com or call me 972-406-9460. Well, Jack, in closing out, do you have any more closing out information to give to our listeners today? Here's something you need to be aware of. I work for free. Where a lot of you other people that you may talk to, they charge you a fee. I don't charge a fee. If you call the number or reach out to me, I can talk to you, set up an appointment to meet with you one-on-one. If you're part of an organization, say for instance Rotary, ladies clubs, churches, anything like that, I can also do a presentation, and I do not charge for my presentation. It's a 20-minute presentation, so if you want to just meet at lunchtime and have somebody talk to your group, I'm available for that as well. Great. Well, Jack, thank you for coming by at DFW Business Hour. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and hopefully we'll do this again. Thank you very much for the invite, and I really have enjoyed it. And hopefully we can get some folks out there to your coming up class. That'd be fabulous. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Art. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us this morning on DFW Business Hour. Have a great day. May God bless you.